What's up, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. Today I'm really excited to take you through how I practice. Things have changed quite a bit for my practice routine. Of course, I'm a singer, and so we'll be talking mostly about vocals. But I will also talk a little bit about acoustic guitar and how I practice acoustic guitar and how I practice songwriting as well. Right now, I am 7 months pregnant, and so my goals have changed recently. So this is my practice routine whilst pregnant, and it is quite a bit different because my goals are really different. One of the big things that I've been struggling with is breath control, of course. There's a lot of other things that are impeding my, I can't even sit this way, impeding my lungs. I also have some rhinitis, aka stuffy nose, which is not helpful. I haven't been quite as active vocally as I was before the pandemic. So I had Sunday tunes going on every Sunday. I had shows, I had rehearsals, I had all kinds of stuff going on. And so my singing voice was in super high function. But over the last, probably since my son was born, so 22, almost 22 months. Oh, 22 months tomorrow. What? I've been less active. I did, during my maternity leave in 2020, I did do some music. We did some really cool video projects with other artists and had some songwriting opportunities with other artists. And then when 2021 hit, we started looking at moving across the country and like packing and selling our condo, and you can watch that whole journey right here. But it did mean that I wasn't quite as focused on being a singer. So now I'm starting to get back into things. And I'm starting with this particular vocal practice plan because my goal here is to just get into like stay in decent enough shape so that when the baby comes and all of the impeding organs leave my lung area and I get my lung capacity back. I'm not really starting from square one, although I mean, all of your muscles change. Everything gets used in such interesting ways when you're pregnant and then delivering a baby and then breastfeeding a baby, and the hormones are everywhere. It's just a nightmare as a vocalist. Leave me a comment if you can relate. Trying to craft a plan for myself so that it doesn't leave me in a place where I really need to do remediation work and I can't perform for any length of time. So let's go through the plan. What's really cool about this plan is that it can be done in sections, and it can be done, different sections can be done on different days. Ideally, like, it works together as like a whole hour practice session. I don't often have a full hour to practice. So, you know, between like toddler care or like just getting completely exhausted and winded. So I'm not gonna push it, but my goal is to do all of these parts at some point during the week to keep myself as strong as possible. My plan is like a 4-part plan. So the first part is creating space. I'm very, very focused on like how limited my space actually feels in terms of resonance chambers, in terms of like mental capacity. So I want to keep my mind and my breath in good shape. So the first thing that I do is meditate. I'll do a meditation, five minutes. 5 minutes all about creating space. Making sure that like while I'm meditating, I'm trying to like open up the body, watching where the breath goes and feeling limitless and expanding my mind to the different corners of the room. Something that I find for myself during pregnancy is not only do I feel physically squished, but mentally, like, I'm super foggy, y'all. Like, I got serious pregnancy brain, and then feel like I'm sort of running from one thing to another. So something that I like to do to start is just clear my mind and focus on creating space for my mind as well, because creativity needs space to live. And I haven't been particularly creative because I haven't given myself enough space to just be. My dad has a great saying called "be the vessel," and it's like kind of my ethos as a musician. Let the songs flow through, and then of course encouraging resonance. That's the whole point. Our body is, like, my body is my instrument, so it's got to resonate properly, and we have to work together. My body and my brain and my spirit and all of that stuff has got to be in pretty good harmony in order to get a good performance. So some of the guided meditations, I love guided meditations. Like, if I'm not feeling like I really know what I'm supposed to be doing, I will throw on a guided meditation. Opening the throat chakra is usually big for me. I tend to get pretty tight in here. Open-mindedness, a meditation about open-mindedness, or maybe a meditation just generally about creativity is pretty cool. The next part, so like part B of the first part of my vocal plan, is to do some breathing exercises. First, I will just do some breath releases, like a 10 seconds, do a couple of those, 15 seconds, do a couple of those, and then I'll do as long as I can go, trying to get to a minute. Right now I'm at 23 seconds. So it's not awesome, it's not optimal, but it is a work in progress, and I'm happy with that. Part 2 of my vocal plan is some body opening. So I start with a 5-minute workout warm-up on YouTube. Often they've got exercises like, you know, shoulder rolls, butt kicks, little mini squats, toe touches. After that, I will start with something that I actually learned in choir in grade 2. Doing some face massage. Feels so good. Get my jaw, maybe like pull in my ears a little bit and just like warm up that, open up that space a little bit. Get the back of the neck and the front. Just gentle finger oriented massage. Maybe get a little forehead and the temples, and just warm up the face, because I am going to be trying to get these resonance chambers working. This one here, we're gonna get maybe a little head massage, just release the tension so that I can resonate properly. I don't have to work quite as hard. It feels great, and so that when I'm enunciating words, blah, blah, it kind of just warms up. And often something I will do with a face massage is hold some long tones. Then I'll do yawns. Honestly, as a pregnant lady, like, I can yawn on demand. I used to have trouble. I don't have trouble anymore. And there's a great, fantastic video by Eric Arsenault. It's the Approach vocal warm-up series. I'll also link those down below. They're awesome. I love the body warm-up so much. So I will throw that one on, or I'll do some of the exercises from it usually, because it's great. Really, like, it's really all about warming up the body, but also getting the neck and the throat to relax, and the shoulders, because we're not using those muscles. All they do is add tension. So we don't need any of that. And so some of these exercises that he does are meant to increase vocal performance without increasing tension. And so I do a lot of those exercises. The neck shake with some lip trills, shoulder shrugs, and let them drop. And just it temporarily disengages that trapezius muscle that gets so tight. So, and then with a lip trill, a knee bend to get the pelvic floor. Part 3 of my vocal routine here is vocal warm-ups, like actual like starting to make sound using scales, really getting the voice warmed up as opposed to focusing on the breath, the mind, or the body. I have 2 exercises that I'm focusing on right now during this phase of my vocal practice, and the first one is check out, I think it's voicelesson.com. Mark Baxter does a video on YouTube. It's awesome. I will link it down below. It's got 10-second and 15-second like super soft long holds. I guess 10 seconds or 15 seconds may not be considered long for you, but just, you know, static holds. So like a awesome for warming up the voice, like really like in a very gentle early way, like first thing to do. Also continues to warm up the breath, which is dope. So yeah, just a whole bunch of pitches, 10 seconds, whole bunch of pitches, 15 seconds. And what's really cool, and he explains in the video, is like it's a great way to understand where in your range might be having, the vocal cords might be having trouble, like they might be unhealthy, they might need a little bit more work. You might discover, like I did when I first did it, that 15 seconds is a really long time. And it really challenges the breath control. So this is a great exercise for me during this pregnancy because my goal, maintain as much control as possible. And in as part of that, it's maintaining my ability to do breath control. And as much as like things are changing and I may not be able to do it, at least in practice, I'm still keeping as much of that skill as possible. Sorry, my belly is so itchy today, guys. There's some big growth going on. I think for sure, like I escaped my first pregnancy without too many stretch marks. Not this time. No fucking way. I'm gonna be a tiger. It is so itchy. Okay. The second vocal warm-up exercise that I do, lip trills. I love lip trills. I think they're really, really powerful. I can reach, like, it opens up my range in such a gentle way, I find. So I like being able to do lip trills as one of my initial exercises. And considering my goal, I think they're the perfect vocal exercise, doing like a whole bunch of scales all the way along my range, whatever that means for that day, because of course it changes every day. Starting as low as I can, going as high as I can without straining or getting tense. And lip trills are awesome at also working the breath and making sure that I'm breathing properly, because if you've got too much tension going on, it'll actually stop your lip trill. You know, like your body won't do it. So, and that's why they're so frustrating, right? But lip trill, of course. And so on. All right, cool. So the last phase of my practice. Gonna be honest with you, this is the one that I have done the least amount of times since I started this program. It tends to be, like, I don't really like jumping into these without doing the vocal warm-ups first at the very least. And I do find that I have sort of run out of time or I run out of steam. One or the other happens. But you know what? I count a massive success if I can get to the lip trill. Like, if I can do the meditation, the breathing exercises, and then the long holds and then the lip trills, that is a really solid warm up for what I'm trying to achieve right now. So, but if I can, I'm reaching for this one as well. Strength training. Some of the exercises I like to do, these are things that will help to build, not just preserve what I already have, but will also help me to increase what I am capable of doing in this current state. Oh my goodness, there's Tuukka! Tuukka! Hi, buddy! Snakies, yeah, look! Oh my goodness. Here is my #1 vocal distraction right here. I love this man. Hi. Are you looking at the snakies? How was your nap?
Hi.
So, just as I was saying, there's a lot of distraction that can sometimes happen in my world right now, and it doesn't mean that I can always finish the exercise. So Tuukka's just waking up from his Snaky, yes. You gonna put them on?
Mama.
Mama puts them on? Okay. Thanks, buddy. Mama puts these ones on. Ooh, kisses. Oh, for the tigers. That's so nice, Bub. So, I'm gonna go help Tuukka get some snacks and some water after his nap, and then we will resume this vocal practice. And we're back. So this is day 2 and truly is indicative of how I practice these days. Today, right before we head into number 4, part 4 of the exercises, I did a warm-up that actually was my guitar practice as well. I just played a couple of songs that I felt like playing. And that's really like where my guitar practice is right now. I'm just trying to keep my fingers from going purple when I play, and keeping the dexterity up. Part 4 is strength training. This is where the expansion comes. Not really part of my goal right now, so if I don't make it to part 4, I'm not terribly fussed, honestly, but I do have a series of exercises that I really like that help to strengthen my voice, and if I get here, that's great. If I don't get here, my next plan will be very centered on these exercises for sure as I build back up from postpartum. I start with some arpeggiated triads, just a was reintroduced to these recently as a warm-up that I've brought into my regular routine. So shout out to Genevieve Jade, who is an artist here in PG, and we had a session together when I got here, PG being Prince George, where I live in British Columbia. We had a session together because she teaches vocal, and I was interested in picking up a few sessions to strengthen my voice during my postpartum journey after the birth of my son. So that was cool, and she reintroduced me to this exercise, and then also the sliding fifths. The next one that I do is I do some ya-ya-yas to warm up my tongue, strengthen the tongue, strengthen the throat. You stick your tongue out all the way and make the back of your tongue work. Really hard, actually really hard. Like sometimes I can only do like 3 scales depending on the shape of my tongue, but it's excellent for keeping the throat and the tongue in shape, so I do that. And then I'll do a staccato exercise, I really can't do it right now because of my breath control, and that's why I do it, so that when I get back to breath control, it's not going to be so terrible. And then and then I'll work, just do a couple minutes of vocal fry. That's really like lazy. You have to be super lazy to get it to work. Pardon me. Catch my breath. But yeah, Vocal Fry. Awesome for your vocal cords. Excellent for teaching them how to close properly and keeping them strong. So that's one I like to throw in there too. Boom. That is my whole vocal regimen at the moment. Guitar wise, I mentioned earlier, my practice is really just playing songs and enjoying playing the guitar and also making sure that I keep my fingers and arms nice and oh man, I really needed that. Nice and stretched out. I do usually do that as part of my workout stretch as opposed to as part of my guitar work. And then for songwriting, I have been wildly inactive in writing and haven't been practicing very much. Something that's been keeping me on track has been scheduling writing sessions with other artists. So I've been doing that and getting ready for, like, you know, if magic happens, hopefully some of these songs will end up on the next record as well, and hopefully it will feature some of my really awesome, talented, beautiful friends. And it's nice to get together over Zoom or Google Meet or whatever and write music and just see each other's faces and enjoy each other's company. So that's what's been keeping me going on the songwriting front, is excellent practice to put yourself in front of somebody else and be vulnerable. So as a songwriter, I don't think there's really anything that deserves greater practice than that. So that's where I've been focusing my attention. I've also found that when I bring some of these topics and emotions to other writers, I'm able to break down more of my walls than when I'm sitting by myself. So I've been enjoying that process, and it's really fucking scary, but it's been great. That's how I practice, guys. That is how I practice at 7 months pregnant. That is how I've been practicing since this pregnancy started, and how I will continue to finish out my pregnancy before I start thinking through a new plan, as all of my muscles are going to need some rehabilitation for vocals. And my mind's probably going to need quite a bit of work for writing and for being that vulnerable place, and also for being the vessel as a vocalist. So I hope this was enjoyable, and or if you are also in a similar boat, maybe it was helpful for you. I'd love to hear what goals you have for your practice, if you are a musician as well, and how you've been achieving those. Thanks so much for watching. Please give this video a like, and if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next vlog. All right, peace. You'll drink your whiskey straight from 6 a.m. to 4 a.m. You'll never say your words, always self-assured somehow. I'm treading on water, praying I don't get tired. Do me a favor, take me down to the bottom of your bottle. Also, I'm so excited that this month the newsletter returns. My monthly newsletter returns, and there's going to be something in there. It's turning into something that you can't really get anywhere else. So I really hope to see you there. Sign up link is in the description below, and I can't wait to keep in touch. Until then, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the next videos, and I will chat with you in the comments. Bye.